When Robin Williams kissed Nathan Lane during The Birdcage, the 40-person film crew went completely silent. Not the planned silence of a serious scene, the stunned silence of people who just witnessed something nobody expected. Nathan Lane stood frozen, his mind trying to process what just happened. Robin stepped back, totally calm, and said, "Sorry, felt right in the moment." The director's response? Do it exactly like that in every take. It was 1995, and The Birdcage was in production in Miami Beach. The film was an American remake of the French comedy La Cage aux Folles, about a gay couple, a flamboyant drag club owner and his more reserved partner, who have to pretend to be straight when their son brings his conservative fiancé's family to meet them. Robin Williams was playing Armand Goldman, the calmer, more grounded partner. Nathan Lane was playing Albert, the dramatic, emotional performer who does drag as Starina at their South Beach nightclub. Director Mike Nichols had assembled a dream cast. Robin and Nathan had instant chemistry during rehearsals. They'd known each other from the New York theater scene, had mutual respect, and found a rhythm together that felt natural and lived in. But Mike Nichols knew something that would become evident during filming. Robin Williams could not be fully controlled. And Mike had learned from decades of directing that sometimes the best moments came from not trying to control genius.
The scene they were filming was emotionally pivotal. Armand and Albert are having an argument, one of many in their long relationship. Albert is hurt, feeling unappreciated. Armand is frustrated, but also deeply in love with this impossible, dramatic man he's built a life with. In the script, the scene was written as dialogue, back and forth, escalating emotion, and then a reconciliation through words. It was good writing, clever, touching, funny. But Robin had been thinking about the scene differently. During the rehearsal that morning, Robin and Nathan had run through the scene as written. It worked. It was fine. But Mike Nichols could see Robin was restless, like he was searching for something the words weren't giving him. "You okay with this scene?" Mike asked Robin during a break. "It's good," Robin said, "but I keep thinking, these are two people who've been together for 20 years. At some point, words stop being enough, you know?" Mike nodded. "What are you thinking?" "I don't know yet," Robin admitted, "but I'll know when we're in it."
Mike Nichols had worked with enough great actors to understand what that meant. Robin was going to improvise something. Mike didn't know what, but he knew his job was to be ready to capture it. When they set up for the first take, Mike pulled his cinematographer aside. "Stay loose," he told him. "Be ready for anything. If Robin does something unexpected, don't stop rolling." The cameraman nodded, understanding. They started the take. Robin and Nathan began the scene as scripted. The argument built naturally. Nathan, as Albert, was delivering his lines with perfect comic timing and genuine hurt underneath. Robin, as Armand, was responding with frustrated affection. They were about 2 minutes into the scene when Mike noticed something shift in Robin's body language. A small tell. Robin's shoulders relaxed slightly, which paradoxically meant he was about to do something intense. Mike grabbed the camera operator's arm gently, not saying anything, just a small gesture that meant, "Be ready." The scripted moment called for Robin to say a line about loving Albert, despite all his drama. It was a good line, sweet and funny. Robin didn't say the line. Instead, he stepped forward, took Nathan Lane's face in both hands, and kissed him. Not a peck, a real kiss. Tender, sudden, unscripted. Nathan Lane's eyes went wide. His entire body went rigid with shock. This was not in the script. This was not rehearsed. This was happening, and Nathan's brain was trying to process it in real time while staying in character. The film crew, 40 people, including cameramen, sound technicians, lighting crew, producers, assistants, went completely silent. The kind of silence that happens when everyone simultaneously realizes they're witnessing something unplanned and potentially extraordinary. Mike Nichols, watching the monitors, felt his heart rate spike. This could be brilliant, or it could be unusable. But he knew immediately, don't stop rolling.
The kiss lasted about 3 seconds. Then Robin pulled back, looked at Nathan with such tenderness that it was clear this wasn't Robin the comedian making a joke. This was Armand the character, expressing something words couldn't. Nathan stood there, still frozen, his expression a perfect mix of shock, confusion, and underneath it all, love. Robin, still in character as Armand, said softly, "That's why."
It wasn't a scripted line, but it was the perfect line, because it completed a thought the script had been trying to express through dialogue, that sometimes love is shown, not said. Nathan, operating purely on instinct now because his actor brain was still catching up, responded, "Oh." Just that one word, but the way he said it, vulnerable, small, completely disarmed, was perfect. Robin stepped back, totally calm, and in his regular Robin Williams voice, said, "Sorry, felt right in the moment." Mike Nichols called cut, and the set stayed frozen for about 5 seconds. Nobody was sure if what they'd just witnessed was a disaster or genius. Then Nathan Lane started laughing. Not a performative laugh, the kind of real, uncontrollable laughter that comes from shock mixed with relief, mixed with the absurdity of the situation. He put his hands over his face and just laughed.
Robin started laughing too, that distinctive Robin Williams cackle. And then the entire crew was laughing, releasing the tension that had built during those 3 silent seconds of the kiss. Mike Nichols walked over to Robin and Nathan. "That," he said simply, "is going in the movie." "You want me to do it again?" Robin asked. "Exactly like that," Mike confirmed. "Every take." Nathan, still recovering, looked at Robin. "A warning would have been nice." Robin grinned. "If I'd warned you, you wouldn't have had that reaction, and that reaction was perfect." Nathan knew Robin was right. The shock on his face, the way his body had gone rigid, the genuine surprise in his eyes, none of that could have been acted. It was real human reaction, captured on film, and it made the moment authentic in a way that scripted romance could never be. They did 6 more takes of the scene. Each time, Robin kissed Nathan. And each time, even though Nathan now knew it was coming, something about the spontaneity of how Robin did it, the exact timing, the specific tenderness, made it feel fresh.
By the 6th take, Nathan had found a way to make his character's response feel natural, while still capturing some of that original surprise. It was the take they used in the final film. But what viewers didn't know, what nobody except the people on that set knew, was that the kiss was never supposed to happen. The shock they were seeing wasn't acting. It was Nathan Lane experiencing Robin Williams doing what Robin Williams did best, finding the unexpected truth in a moment. After filming that day, Nathan and Robin sat in Robin's trailer, drinking coffee and decompressing. "I need to ask you something," Nathan said. "When did you decide to do that?" Robin thought about it. "About half a second before I did it. I was saying the scripted lines in my head and they felt insufficient. These characters have been together for 20 years. They've had this fight 1,000 times. Words aren't going to fix it. Only connection can. So I connected." "By kissing me without warning," Nathan said, but he was smiling. "By kissing you without warning," Robin confirmed. "I'm sorry if I crossed a line." Nathan shook his head. "You didn't. It was kind of perfect and deeply uncomfortable in the moment, but perfect."
"That's what I was going for," Robin said. "Perfect and uncomfortable. Like love." The scene became one of the most remembered moments in The Birdcage. Critics praised it for its tenderness. Audiences responded to its authenticity. It was held up as an example of how the film treated its gay characters with genuine affection rather than as punchlines. But nobody watching the movie knew they were witnessing a real moment of surprise, captured because a director was wise enough to let his lead actor break the script, and because that actor trusted his instincts enough to do something risky. Years later, in interviews, Nathan Lane would tell the story of the unscripted kiss,
He described the shock, the confusion, and ultimately the recognition that Robin had been right. The scene needed that moment of spontaneous connection. Robin understood something about acting that a lot of people don't, Nathan said in a 2015 interview. He understood that the best moments often happen when you stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be true. That kiss wasn't in the script because you can't script genuine human impulse. You can only create the conditions for it to happen and be brave enough to do it when the moment arrives. Nathan also admitted that the kiss had been genuinely shocking in the moment.
"People ask me if I was upset that Robin did it without warning," Nathan said. "But the truth is, if he'd warned me, I would have acted being surprised. Instead, I was actually surprised. And there's a difference between performing surprise and experiencing it. What's on screen is real surprise. That's what makes it work." Mike Nichols, in his later years, would cite that scene as an example of why he loved working with actors who took risks. "Robin could have played that scene as written," Nichols said. "It would have been good. But Robin was never interested in good. He was interested in true. And sometimes truth requires breaking the rules." The Birdcage was a commercial and critical success. It made over $185 million at the box office and was praised for its warmth, its humor, and its genuine portrayal of a loving relationship. At the heart of that success was the chemistry between Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, a chemistry that came from trust, spontaneity, and a willingness to surprise each other in the service of truth. The unscripted kiss was a perfect encapsulation of that dynamic. Robin trusting his instinct, Nathan trusting Robin enough to go with it, and Mike Nichols trusting both of them enough to let it happen. When Robin Williams died in 2014, Nathan Lane wrote a tribute that mentioned that day on the Birdcage set.
"Robin taught me that the magic happens in the unplanned moments," Nathan wrote. "When he kissed me in that scene without warning, he was teaching me, and everyone watching, that real connection doesn't come from following the script. It comes from being brave enough to break it when something true is trying to emerge." Nathan described watching the film after Robin's death and seeing that scene with new eyes. "I can see now what I couldn't see then," Nathan wrote. Robin wasn't just making a bold choice as an actor. He was showing everyone what love looks like. Spontaneous, surprising, sometimes uncomfortable, but undeniably real. He was saying, this is what it means to truly see someone and respond to them as a human being, not as a scene partner. The 40-person crew who went silent that day witnessed something rare, genius in action, unpredictable and perfect, captured because everyone involved was skilled enough to recognize it and preserve it. The kiss that shocked Nathan Lane, surprised the crew, and wasn't in the script became one of the most authentic moments of romantic connection in a comedy film. Not because it was planned, but precisely because it wasn't.
Robin Williams stepped back after that kiss and said, "Sorry, felt right in the moment." But he didn't need to apologize, because in that moment, in that spontaneous impulse, he'd done what the greatest actors do. He'd found the truth the script was reaching for but couldn't quite articulate. And Mike Nichols, recognizing genius when he saw it, made sure that truth made it into the final film, where it would live forever, a testament to what happens when actors are brave enough to break the rules and directors are wise enough to let them. The silence that fell over that Miami Beach soundstage wasn't just surprise, it was recognition. Everyone present understood they just witnessed something special. Not a great performance of scripted material, but a real moment of human connection, spontaneous and true, that happened to occur while cameras were rolling. That's not just good filmmaking, that's magic. And it only happens when artists are brave enough to trust their instincts, even when, especially when, those instincts lead them off the script and into unknown territory.